Welcome everybody back to boostinmotion, guys, and today I want to talk to you guys about the top questions that I got asked in 2019. But before I get into the video, guys, please definitely always hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification. Also, check out my merch. Appreciate that. Otherwise than that, guys, let's jump into it. One of the top questions I always get asked is this: Boost, does bolt-ons and/or a tune void my warranty? Let's just jump right into it. Yes, it could void your warranty. Let me quickly explain. If you have any physical bolt-on in your car that is not from the manufacturer, and let's say something goes wrong with the car, the dealership has the choice and ability of voiding your warranty for that specific part. So if you have lowering springs on your stock suspension, and you go in saying, oh my god, my bushings are bad on my controller, they can also sit there and say, well, your car is lowered, and that put more wear and tear on our components. So no, we're not gonna approve your warranty on lower control arms. Or let's just say you have full downpipes in your car, and you came in because your turbo started blowing blue smoke, which means you were consuming oil. And they'll say, well, you decatted the car, which is also against the federal law, and we choose not to replace your turbos under warranty. That is your fault. Now, people are going to jump in and say, well, my turbos and my motor and my blah, blah, blah has been replaced, so if I got it, everyone should be good. No, because these people are in my DMs the last 2-3 years. They're also on the Q50 Q60 forum on Facebook. People have done these modifications and end up getting screwed because the Infiniti dealer was just like, no. So at the end of the day, you guys do what you want to do with your car, but just be careful when it comes to the physical components. That kind of moves me to the second point, which is still kind of part of the first point. Well, does a tune void my warranty? Not necessarily, because from what I read on the infiniti.org, that when you flash your car, you have specific flash counters. And Infiniti could look into this and see that the software has been rearranged. That's number one. Number two is, well, I mean, hey, guess what? If you have a JB4 and it's plugged in, right? Just being fair to JB4 here, because, you know, people like to do the JB4 versus ECU Tech thing, and that's going to be the next part. JB4 doesn't leave a flash counter because it's just a physical device that manipulates and/or tricks the ECU to think that it's running different PSI. That's all, or lower PSI, so it can run higher PSI, and it goes all off the stock tune. But we'll get into that part a little later. So the tune leaves a flash counter. And on top of that, you know, if they wanted to send out an engineer, which they seem like they're not doing anymore because it's 2020 right now. This motor's been out since 2016. They know the common problems with these cars. You may not run into that issue with them sending out an engineer. But at the end of the day, this is how I take it. My car's leased. Okay, everyone's watching. My car's leased. I've been choosing to purchase my car after it. I'm not going to wait 2-3 years to modify it. I'm modifying it now, period. That's why you guys see me make a lot of repairs and/or modifications on my own, or I pay somebody. I'm not going to deal with Infiniti unless it's something big where maybe the motor may go or the turbos may go. And even then, I might not even go to them. I might just end up buying the turbos on my own because I want to buy my own. I want to upgrade the turbos maybe down the line if the turbos go. Okay, so let's move forward. Boost. So, which is better, JB4 or ECU Tech? All right, so me having experience of having about 18 months with the JB4, and I would say at this current moment, February of 2020, I've had about 6 to 7 months with the ECU Tech tune. Which one's better? Well, it depends on what you want to get it done for. My recommendation is this. In previous videos, I've stated that if you have a lease car, I think the JB4 is perfectly fine because it's just, you can use it, turn up the boost a little bit, gain some power, do a few bolt-ons if you want to, and it'll be a decently quick car. But if you want to go faster, you have to get a full-fledged tune from ECU Tech. That changes the car into a completely different animal because there's different parameters that they change. But make it this simple: lease cars, JB4. Finance cars and/or used cars that you guys are going to keep, or maybe purchase when you want to keep it, ECU Tech, because at the end of the day, you're going to keep the car. So why not get the best possible? And when it comes to money, yes, the JB4 could be about $500-$600. The tunes could be right around $800 to $1,400 for a tune, depending on the tuner. So depends on what you guys want to do. But let's move forward. Here's the next thing. Oh, Boost. Should I get a muffler delete? At the end of the day, you guys say muffler delete and/or should you? How did this specific exhaust treat me? So I always sit there and say it like this. go to YouTube, listen to other YouTubers who have recorded the exhaust. Go for the sound first. I think when it comes to exhaust, it doesn't matter if it's $4,000 or $400. Majority of them are going to perform similar, but they're all going to give a different tone and craftsmanship. Okay, so for instance, if you want an arc exhaust, you know that the craftsmanship will be a little better. But like me, I have Rev 9 exhaust. The craftsmanship is a lot cheaper. They use different metal. So at the end of the day, it's up to you. You want to go for a sound. The performance is going to be very similar. So yes, if you want to get a muffler, yes, you can. But don't look up and see how it sounds. Get people's reviews on it before you go and purchase it. Okay? Now, moving forward from that. Boost. What's another question you guys asked me? Oh, what are some of the first modifications would you do on your 3.7? You guys know I used to have a VQ, 3.7 Q50, 3.5 G35 or G37 V36 sedan, DE 3.5 Maxima, and DE 3.0. So I'm definitely a fan of the VQ world. But one of the things you always ask me is, well, what's the first modification? So I'm gonna make it this simple right now. Test pipes. Get test pipes with no flexes on it, because the flex is cracked. Okay. 2. Any CATBACK exhaust you choose to purchase. They range of different pricing, but they're all going to give you the same amount of performance, just different sounds. And they all, cost different prices, like I just said. 3. Q50, get a Takeda intake. If you have a G37, 370Z, get Z1 Motorsports intakes, and or you can also get Takeda intakes, STILLEN, and finally admin tuning for those cars. M37s and FXs and those other 3.7 motors that are longitudinally sit in the motor. You guys kind of don't have as much, I would say, intakes you could get out there. Some of the stuff is interchangeable, like on an M37 and the FXs. You can put the same test pipes, they bolt up the same, but the exhaust is gonna have different lengths. So that's what kind of sucks. But all in all, you may be able to use G37, 370Z intakes, but they may not have any place to bolt up or sit in the engine bay. They'll bolt up the intakes, but the architecture of the engine bay might be slightly different. So that's why I'm not saying you guys go and purchase that. Okay. So all in all, get the test pipes, CATBACK intakes, and finally get a tune. Get a tune from a local tuner. Some of you guys always ask me, what tuner should I go with? Definitely join the Q50 Q60 G37 driver. There's a lot of groups on Facebook and or just the internet orgs that have familiar tuners around there. The tuners are going to be the ones who will be able to maximize the performance of the car and just making sure it runs right. Okay. 3. Another question you guys asked me is, well, should I go with this is for my 3.7 guys. Boost. Should I go with test pipes or high flow cats? And I always sit there and state, if you want to go with high flow cats, that kind of evades you running into check engine lights, because the car monitors to see if the cats are there. And sometimes I tell you guys to get test pipes because you get a little bit more power and you do free up the exhaust, but you may run into check engine lights and you might have more of a raspy noise, which some of you guys may not like. So that's one of the also things I also warn about when it comes to those two things. But the performance gains, it will usually be similar. And I would say finally, the last questions you guys always ask me is this, for the VR30 guys, always ask me, Boost, should I get full downpipes or should I get lower downpipes? That's a pretty common question that I get, because everyone thinks, when they get a turbo car, that they should just decat it completely. And we all have known that these cars, these turbos on fully decatted cats, you pretty much bring down the longevity of the turbos. Period. That's pretty much a known fact. Okay, there's a pressure threshold that pretty much affects it, and also the wastegates are just too small, so they can't modulate the amount of boost enough, so the turbines are gonna surge. These cars are already running 0-20. It's just too much for the turbos. They need to have. I hate to say it. This is what I'm only going up with what everyone else says. Don't beat me up. They're saying that these turbos actually need a little bit of back pressure just so that you won't run into too much compressor surge. Because when it's fully decatted, these turbines already spin at 275,000 RPM. That is fast. So and that's with cats. So imagine without cats how fast it could spin. the faster it spins, the hotter it gets, it puts it out of efficiency zone. Okay, guys? So my recommendation is always go with lower downpipes because you keep your upper cats. And most people don't run into check engine lights at all. This is as per AMS and a few other companies out there who make these lower downpipes. And also on top of that, stay away from full downpipes because it's hard for tuners to control the amount of the wastegate percentage. And finally, my second recommendation is go with full catted downpipes if you really want it. Full catted downpipes. Reason being is you get more free flowing exhaust, you get a different catted material, and also on top of that, it is more expensive, but at the end of the day, your car is not fully decatted and you're not killing the earth. So otherwise than that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, it's a very, 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 very long video. Definitely hit the like button, always hit the like button. So hit the subscribe button, bell notification. Hope I gave you guys all the information that you needed. It was a very long video, and I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything for you guys, anything at all. But no, it's just wheels and tires, but you guys haven't been too bad about the wheels and tires thing. So otherwise than that, guys, you can contact me at boostinmotion on IG and Facebook, and boostinmotion@gmail.com. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you guys. You have a good day. Appreciate it.